Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Monday, January 20th, holiday today of Martin Luther King, honoring Martin Luther King. So markets were closed today. But let's take a look at the week that was and maybe look ahead, see what we got coming up for the remaining 4 days of the week. So you can see here, we pretty much went out near the highs, certainly near the highs, and on S&P, new high. So market's still in the old bull camp here. Lots of stocks above the 250, lots of new highs compared to new lows. Still pretty much a bull market. Lower left to upper right. And you can see here it's kind of a weird situation. We've got utilities. Let's take a look at the week performance. Utilities and technology. Utilities obviously typically a safety trade. Technology more of a risk on trade. So, both of them have been good performers this week. So obviously some people shifting into some maybe lower risk stuff because the market is really, it's just been on fire since the beginning of the new year here. So it's been a little bit, I would say people were talking about it as being frothy. Speaking of frothy, we had a really great meetup down in Seattle on the weekend. Late Saturday afternoon, some of our members organized a meetup. Had about 30 or 35 people come out. It was an awesome event, and everybody, we had four of us came down from Vancouver. Members came up from Portland. I think we even had a guy come in from Dallas. So it was well attended and just a really great time. So watch for pictures for that. We had a cameraman there. So anyway, let's take a look at the indexes quickly. I'll just go over this. You can see the transport's kind of a indecision day. And looked like the yield was going to break down, but it didn't. And now it's right back up again. Brought it back 184 level. And again, we're kind of narrowing into, we're sticking with this ascending triangle theme. Here's the top, and here's the ascending part of the triangle. So, this chart indicates that we might actually, interest rates might start to break higher. And I guess you could make that argument based on the robustness of the US economy. RSI is making higher lows here. MACD is still trending up, although it's rolling a bit here. But trend does look like it's from the lower left to the upper right on the yield curve. So Dow again. Let's take a look at the weeklies rather than focus on the day. Dow new high. Went a week, went out near the high, but you can see here we're really up into overbought territory. 75 on the RSI, and we did it on some decent volume here. Let's also take a look at the IWM. IWM pushing right up into that prior level of resistance and pulled back. I think we had a down day on Friday, which caused most of that pullback from that, causing that tail. But this trend is still, as I said, upper or lower left to upper right. So I wouldn't be surprised next week if we break out of this range. Again, this has been the laggard, the small caps. And the Qs again pushing to an all-time high, really just broke out here, and it's just been nothing but upward bound here, and we're really getting into the overbought. Again, overbought with RSI over 82. Volume's still been pretty solid here. And lastly, the SPY, same story, overbought. And so let's just, again, let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar breaking higher, just seems to be chopping in this range. So nothing really there. And then the RSI again right back down to the, not RSI, the VIX volatility index right back down at this 12 level, which it seems to keep holding. Occasionally we get this, we get some news and it pops up and then it just pulls right back down to this level. You could almost buy it here and then, trade it through the TVIX maybe and then just wait for the next pop. because it does seem to want to be holding this this 1170, 1160 level on the VIX. Hard to imagine it going lower, but you never know. And what do we got on watch here right now? BBio, I can keep watching this to break out from this 35.20 level. It keeps trying and pulling back. So just keep alert on that one. Again, it's not volume low on Friday. RSI right in the middle. MACD seems to be turning up a little bit, so just keep an eye on that one. Here's one that I was looking at, did a scan on. Again, this is, if you draw a line here, it kind of holds, maybe I'll draw that line. So it really just held this trend line right here. It got a downgrade on Friday, I believe, by Morgan Stanley, and possibly could be good for a bounce. And you've got a level here of 38.50 to trade against. So I'll be watching this one on Tuesday, see if we get a bit of a pullback. We actually might get the same kind of effect here. We get a bit of a lower low and then a snapback, and then maybe a bit of a pop back up to you know, even 40 would be under 40, 39, 39 and a half. Could be a good pop if we can get a decent entry on this. So definitely going to watch that one. SIG, I'm kind of keeping an eye on. This is still in a bit of a downtrend, but if it can start to break out here, might be good for another pop. It actually has lots of room to run if it can go higher. RSI is kind of turning up here. MACD looks like it's turning, so maybe just have to make sure we get a confirmation and we're not just buying into a flag that's heading lower here. GLD, I think gold was up today a little bit. I think that's, is that what this chart's telling us? No. So, but I do think gold was up a little bit today. LK, Luckin, I don't know, it's really extended. I'm expecting a pullback here and maybe a possibility for a re-entry, but it's really extended and it looks like it's going to kind of either stall here or pull back. Nugget, again, I'm kind of watching. If it can kind of break out of this 32 level convincingly, it might be good for another run higher. Semiconductors, I'm just always keeping an eye on. They just seem pretty, some toppy price action here. Really kind of extended from after this October run, so I'm not thinking there's a whole lot of upside in it. Again, small caps sold off on Friday. TNA dropped, but I think it might just be doing a little pullback here and then push higher. TNXP, some lower price. Looks like we got a nice little pop here. Now we've had a flag. Maybe it's going to pop higher. Keep an eye on that one. Natural gas just can't get it out of its own way, and it just looks like they're gonna be paying you to take it at this rate. Oil really not kind of in no man's land here. Work, they keep talking about on the talking heads about it being a great opportunity, but I'm not seeing it in the chart yet, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And we're back at BBio. So that's it. We got some earnings coming up this week. Let's take a quick look here on the calendar. You can see here, got 12 earnings events on Tuesday, some big ones coming up. We got Netflix after the market, IBM after the market, Halliburton before, United after. And then as we get into the week, we start getting more earnings. Johnson & Johnson, Texas Instruments, casino stocks, and then Intel, Skyworks, getting into Thursday here. So we got we're heading into earnings season, so there should be lots of interesting moves in the market here. And yeah, that's it. So hope everyone's had a great weekend. Enjoyed your extra day off Monday from the markets and done something to honor Martin Luther King. And we'll see everyone in the Bear Bull trading room. If you're going to join us there, we'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.